Hey, this is Notser, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Cleveland. It's the Tier 8 American light cruiser, rarely seen at this point on my channel, but with the Symbol of France Farm initiative, I have had a reason to go back and play lower tiers, and this game in particular is a very interesting game to share. We find ourselves in a very tight spot, and working ourselves out of it is honestly impressive to myself that I was able to do it, and hopefully you guys will learn and enjoy it because it is very tense for me. My build is on the screen. It does involve concealment, IFHE, and manual AA, all of which will be useful in this game since we do have an aircraft carrier, concealment, IFHE, they're always useful, honestly, on something like the Cleveland. But oh, this Symbol of France farming, it has been very frustrating now that I'm down to Tier 8. So I started at Tier 10, cleared all that out, did Tier 9, cleared all that out. I'm working on my Tier 8s, and it's such a pain because the Tier 8s play predominantly Tier 10s in 8.6. We don't have that matchmaker protection, so we don't get to benefit from that. And boy, do I wish we had that matchmaker protection for the Symbol of France farm, because it has just been so frustrating having a great game, but being in a Tier 8, going against predominantly Tier 10s. And they have you beat on health by like 20 or 30,000. So you can't afford to be too aggressive because you'll just get blapped out of existence. But if you're not aggressive, you can't hope to keep up with the damage requirement. You're going against Tier 9s and Tier 10s, predominantly Tier 10s. They all have heal. They literally all have heal. Even half of the DDs have heal. So it's a real challenge. This is just the pinnacle of bad from a Tier 8 point of view, especially a cruiser that doesn't have heal. We're not privileged like the Otago or the Prince Eugen that we're firing on right now. We're dealing with literally the worst case scenario most of the time when playing a Tier 8. And the Symbol of France farm has been so frustrating because of that. And you know what else is frustrating? It's going to be gone in 8.7. So when the matchmaker gets improved, when there's an improvement on the priority sector and a couple other tweaks to the game, I can't benefit from that. I've got to literally play out the most frustrating part of the game currently in the worst way possible. I have to do it like 30 or 40 times. So Tier 8 Symbol of France farm, I am so sorry for anyone who's been doing it. It's awful. It's way harder than farming at a Tier 9 or Tier 10 level. And the verifiable proof, it literally has taken me multiple days to farm the Tier 8 Symbols of France, whereas I think the Tier 9 and the Tier 10, I think the Tier 9 was 2 days and the Tier 10 was 1 day. It took me 1 day to get all of the wins required. In the Tier 8 bracket, I'm certainly carrying. I'm certainly doing a great job. I'm certainly scoring more than the enemy, but my team sucks, and I can't really overcome that. And I'm sure many of you guys are dealing with sucky teams. Now, we moved into a position where we could take advantage of this Bismarck in open water. No, he is a fire prevention Bismarck. That is a one fire kind of guy. Very aggressively hates fire. You know who else really hates fire? The Hound. Maybe this is his Smurf. But seriously, you have fire prevention. You're out in the open. You're clearly taking active damage from a fire starter in the Cleveland, and you put the fire out. A single fire. You know what that means? I'm going to aggressively get 2 fires on you, just so you are proven that you shouldn't do that quite as flippant as you were. And we get our first one, nice. We're going to go for the bow as well, and maybe that'll be our second fire. Now, you might notice that I'm using a slightly different crosshair. It is nomogram dynamic crosshair, and as you might imagine, based on what you're seeing on the screen, the tick marks in real time scale to be an appropriate amount that are usable against your current target or your current distance where your crosshair is pointing. So clearly the Bismarck is within 3 seconds based on the shell's travel time, and the tick marks on my screen only scale up to 5. And as we are moving to a shorter or a longer range target, the tick marks will rotate through relevant scaled ticks. The top line of tick marks is scaled to 30 knots. The bottom is scaled to 20 knots. The crosshair is wonderful. It is very accurate. Very, very accurate. It's always useful information. For instance, if it's a broadside target and you have AP and you're trying to land your AP under the guns based on their current movement, and you can, calculate, okay, scale to 30 knots, okay, we'll try and make this work. You can scale it very accurately to hit right where you need to, as long as you place it somewhere around the time to target tick mark. So it's about 5.5 seconds. I should aim so that 5.5 tick mark, which is on the screen, it's just halfway between 5 and 6, obviously. But if you place the tick mark so it coincides with a vulnerable area of the ship, maybe the guns or the citadel, if you're firing AP, you're going to find that the trajectory of the shells matches up with the indicated tick mark. So it's a very, very precise dynamic crosshair. And honestly, it's how the dynamic crosshair should be after experiencing this. I don't have to roll the keyboard to change the scaling. It changes for me so that it's always relevant information. Now, I could easily scroll wheel it and change the scale if it was something I needed. In most instances, it's not needed, nor is it a possible shot. Like the Cleveland trying to engage a target at 16 kilometers. Good luck hitting that shot if they have any brain in their body. But if it's a more reasonable shot, it's always relevant and always useful. So I highly recommend it. Just at least check it out to see if it's something that would work for you. And I'm really enjoying it. But you know what I'm not enjoying is this Bismarck rushing me and me having to be so alone. So alone. So we're going to fire AP when the bow is broadside. Clearly he recognizes that the bow is broadside. So we're going to have to switch over to HE. And I'm hoping, because he put it out with his damage control, we can set even more fires on this guy. So got to pump it into the bow, pump it into the superstructure, pump it into the... Oh my goodness. Is this really how we die? We die to a overly aggressive Bismarck, and nobody really is contributing enough to stop him. Oh, we got two fires, friendly got a first fire on the superstructure. Trying to get another one. Trying to get another one. We should have just shot for the superstructure. Get him dead. Oh, we're at 114 life. And there's an aircraft carrier right overhead. And I am aggressively trying to hide because I don't know if someone wants to shoot me. I would certainly try and take a shot. Fuso doesn't look like he's looking at me, but oh my goodness. Anything sneezes on us and we're dead. And we are on a flank. Oh, great. They have radar. Clearly they're looking to try and get a quick kill. But we're on a flank with 4 enemy ships. And I basically have, 5 enemy ships. Oh, the aircraft carrier's over here too. Great. Andy has attack rockets up, and I do not have defensive AA. I can't stop this. This is bad. However, there is a Cossack coming over, so I'm going to use my hydroacoustic. I'm hoping that maybe I can shoot him before he shoots me. I know what he wants. He wants me dead. Look at his guns. It's just like, no, Cossack. Get your hands off me, Cossack. Don't you dare fire at me. I am so... Oh, he blind fired. Oh, the blind fire. He missed. He did not have line of sight, ever, as a ship being alive. He died quite literally right as he would have gained line of sight. But it worked out. We're still alive. Oh, God. But how are we going to get out of this situation? I am so isolated. It's beyond ridiculous. There is a position with the Atlanta going around, and if both of these ships just rotate around, oh, great, torpedoes. If any number of things occur here, we're in trouble. This Prince Eugen looks to have pulled a Notser, and I am ever so gently inching myself just so I can fire but not be detected. Only the back guns, and we get a nice little salvo there. We set a fire to the target, which he immediately puts out. And now he's very low. Teammates should easily be able to deal with him. But yeah, we still have an Atlanta who's right in front of us. Great. He could easily just turn his shells and fire on me if he spots me for 1 second. But it looks like, once again, the teammates cover my butt. Like, appropriately covered that butt. To the point where I could not repay them. North Carolina's coming around that way. Prince Eugen's already dead. And all we got left is this Shokaku. So I'm going to try to wear him out, and I'm just shocked that I'm still alive. And oh, it looks like attack rockets are incoming. We're gonna use our defensive AA. It has to be killed instantly, like instantly. And defensive AA actually works very well for this exact situation. Multiple squadrons scramble to go towards me. They won't be able to get in range without multiple squadrons dealing with defensive AA. So he's immediately going into his aim, immediately dropping torpedoes. Friendly takes out the aircraft carrier, and somehow we survived for a very long time on a very low amount of hit points. And taking full advantage of the island is the way to do it. 2 kills, 112,000 damage done, 22 aircraft shot down, 1,800 base XP. I'm really happy that I was able to conserve the 114 hit points in that situation, because there was just rotating around trying to kill me. And look at Alaska, 346. Where's the base XP, my friend? And he said, quote, I didn't run into anyone. I just sailed to the enemy base and captured it. Okay, I guess that works too. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant video. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World of Warship videos. First impression, how-to, news, review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.